Hello, 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 everybody. I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. Again, hello, 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 everybody. Man, I had an amazing weekend. I got a chance to just chill out and hang out with my grandkids and my two grandboys. And if you guys follow me on my social media, I try to post them every now and again. And so we had a great time, Gil and I. They love their pop pop and their GG. Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Do me a huge favor and put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love, love, love to give you a shout out. Again, I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. Like I said, this weekend I just had the pleasure of just hanging out with my grandkids and my family, and as I age, I'm realizing that is the joint, to hang out with my grandkids and just spoil them to death and then send them on back with their daddy. Anyway, you guys, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. Do me a favor and put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. And again, I hope and pray that you guys are having an amazing start to your week. Hi, Magic J23 from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I used to live in Fayetteville when my husband was in the military. I hope North Carolina is okay. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. You guys, the rest of you guys, please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. And again, I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. So this chat right here is a chat that was sent to me when I was on my vacation. And so I'm playing catch up. So if you sent me a chat to do over in August and September, just know that I will start getting to your chats. And this chat is from a husband in Canada. Thank you guys so much for following me in Canada. I am so blessed that people from all over the world send me chats from all over the world. I appreciate it. I got one from Australia. I got one from Singapore. I got one from Dubai and one from somewhere in Africa. I don't hold me to it, but so those will be coming up. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. So again, this chat comes from a husband in Canada. He goes, "Hello, Dr. Gail. My wife and I have been married for 15 years. We have no children on purpose. It was something that we planned not to have when we were dating. We have traveled the world, and I would say our marriage has been good for the most part. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I underwent 6 months of chemotherapy and surgery. My wife was right by my side every step of the way, and I am one blessed, grateful man. But now that I'm cancer free, I have been diagnosed with erectile dysfunction, and she does not want me touching her. Please help." Now, anytime I get a chat, before I get ready to do the chat, I always try and reach out to the person. Fortunately, I was able to get a hold of him and his wife, and we had a great chat. Again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Do me a favor and put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. Okay. And so I was able to talk to both of them, and I offered them a full session with me, because what I found out is that, she's afraid, but we'll talk about that later. And so being diagnosed with any type of cancer, and it could be a woman being diagnosed with cancer or a man being diagnosed with cancer. And I'm going to do a Thursday video about how to handle that, and how to continue to have amazing sex with this. But this is going to be a short teaching because wife chat is usually no more than 10 to 12 minutes. But anyway, here's some things why she might not want him touching her, right? She might feel unsure what to do because when you have been married for 15 years, and usually when the person you progress and it ends up into penetration sex, she might be unsure what to do when he can't arise to the occasion. So her thing might be, I don't want to put myself in that position and get myself all worked out, and then there's no penetration sex. So she might feel unsure what to do. Okay, and that might be a reason why she does not want him touching her. Number two, she is avoiding emotional pain, right? And a lot of times when a partner cannot perform, or and it could be on a woman's side, she might not be able to receive her husband inside of her. It could be that it's an emotional pain because what used to be is no longer, right? What used to be is no longer. And a lot of times we become creatures of habit, especially when it comes to our sex life, because I deal with a lot of people who have became complacent. So sex has become boring. Not that they're not having it, it's just that it's the same old, same old. And so they come to me to spice things up. But in this thing, it might be emotional pain that what we used to have and what we used to do when we traveled the world, we can't do it anymore. So she might be trying to avoid emotional pain. Okay. Number three, she doesn't know what to do differently. Because again, a lot of times we get in these patterns, and she might be like, what can we do now? Because I'm used to him doing this, and I'm used to reacting this way, and I'm used to doing this, and no longer that's not our normal. And so she just might be like, don't touch me, because all of these things could be going on in her head. Okay. And number four, she might just be grieving the change, right? She's seen you go through 6 months of chemotherapy. She was with you through the surgery. It could be a lot of emotional things going on in her head. And I've said this, I don't know how many times. For women, great sex is 95% mental and only 5% physical. For men, it's the opposite, right? That's the reason why y'all can get in intense fellowship, and 5 minutes later you're ready to have sex. So therefore, she could be grieving the change because her head is still like, my husband, he went to chemotherapy, he did this or whatever, and so therefore I'm just not ready to open myself to that, right? And some of the things that I'm saying are some of her words that when I talked to them today, they stated. Okay. But what can you do when you're in this situation? Okay. What can you do? Now, everybody's relationship, everybody's diagnosis is different, right? And I got in this space because I wanted to help people from all walks of life, all over the world, that are struggling when it comes to intimacy, sex, and just being together close, because having penetration sex is not the only sex that you can have. Okay. And I've said that I don't know how many times. I teach it at my conference. I do all kind of different things. But at the end of the day, I want you to know that if you are just suffering from erectile dysfunction, or if you're a woman that have extreme pain from penetration sex, is not the end of your sex life. It's not. You just have to seek knowledge. Okay. So what can you do? Remove the pressure from just talking, just wanting to have, thinking that you have to have penetration sex. Sit down with your spouse and talk to them and say, I'm not wanting to have penetration sex. And I'm talking about a man that is dealing with erectile dysfunction. What show more, develop intimacy. And intimacy has nothing to do with sex. It has everything with a hug, holding each other, cuddling each other, all of these different kind of things that you can do that goes beyond sex. Okay, it goes beyond sex. Hey Doc, beloved expressions. Hey Doc, watching from Tuskegee, Alabama. Thank you so much, I appreciate you. And so remove that and start cuddling and hugging and kissing and doing all of those things, because again, that takes the pressure off. Okay, number two, talk to your spouse, right? Let them know that there's no pressure here about the penetration sex. It's all about me wanting to be close to you, right? It's all about me wanting to be in your personal space, just like we were when we was able to have penetration sex. And let me speak to the men. I work with 3 urologists in my area, and I work with 2 GYNs. Having erectile dysfunction is not unto death. A lot of times you can get past it, but you have to go to the doctor, right? And there's some things that that is not medical. Once it's not medical, I, as a licensed sexologist, can help you. If it's a mental thing, a mental block, I can't rise to the occasion because last time I couldn't, and all these kind of different things. There's so many things that can be done for you to regain amazing sex life. It is true. Okay, so it's not unto death. And for you women that are having a hard time receiving your husband, it's not unto death. You can satisfy him way beyond penetration sex. Okay, so number three, see a professional like myself or another licensed professional that knows what's going on when it comes to erectile dysfunction, or if you're a woman that is dealing with a problem receiving her husband inside of her. So seek a professional. Okay, and number three, communicate. Communication in a marriage is key. You can get past absolutely anything if you're able to effectively communicate your needs, your wants, and your desires. And so many of us can communicate so many different things to other people, but when it comes to our spouse, we have a hard time communicating, right? And they were able to, when we were on the phone, to communicate. She thought it was, that she was going to hurt him, if he tried to do these things, and she didn't want to get disappointed. And it was just a lot of miscommunication on this couple's part. And so the thing is that I got them where they were able to start communicating effectively. And what he had going on in his mind, it was nothing that she had going on in her mind. And so they needed to meet in the middle. Is it going to ever be perfect? The answer is absolutely not. And so what I want to say to couples who are dealing with any type of sickness or disease or anything like that, it does not have to be the end of your intimacy or your sex life. You just got to view it differently and gain knowledge. Okay. I hope and pray that this teaching helps someone. Again, you guys, thank you so much for sending me all your wife chats. Again, I'm playing catch up because this is the first time in 8 years that I have taken 2 months off. And it was the best 2 months I could have ever done. And I'm being 100% honest with you. So if you want me to do a wife chat, please just inbox me, go to my website, and send it to me. I'm the only person that checks, my inbox on all my social media. So if you want to send it to me that way, if you want to email me, just go to my website, gailcrowder.com, and you're able to email me from there. Again, you guys, I will never say your name. I would just always say where, if it's a husband or a wife, and what state or, a country your chat is from. If you need me and you want to talk to me, I have a free 15-minute discovery call. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to help you with one problem say one, and give you one tool and one strategy that I know will help you in your marriage. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me from Alabama, from North Carolina. And it's a whole lot of you guys that didn't come in there and put where you're joining me from. But again, I am so grateful that you take the time out to get on Wife Chat. And again, if you guys need me, you guys know how to find me. Like I said, I'm active on all my social media platforms. I have an amazing assistant, but I'm the only one that checks all of my stuff. You guys have an amazing, amazing night. I will see you on Thursday.